Welcome. Today, we're diving into a story that reminds us of the unexpected turns life can take and the quiet strength we find within ourselves. It was a night like any other, or so I thought. The wind howled outside, a familiar lullaby against the old farmhouse walls. I was tucked in bed, the pages of a book offering a gentle escape. Then, a sound. Not the wind, not the house settling. A distinct rhythmic scraping coming from downstairs. My heart, usually a steady drum, began to race. Every creak of the floorboards, every rustle of leaves against the window pane suddenly felt amplified, sinister. I told myself it was nothing. A branch against the siding, a curious critter, but the sound persisted, growing louder, more insistent. It was a sound that burrowed under your skin, whispering of things unseen. I pulled the covers tighter, my breath catching in my throat. The darkness in my room, usually a comforting blanket, now felt like a vast, unknown expanse. My mind, unbidden, conjured images that sent shivers down my spine. Was someone there? Had I locked the back door? 1,000 questions, each more terrifying than the last, swirled in my head. I lay there for what felt like an eternity, frozen by a fear I hadn't known I possessed. The scraping continued, a relentless soundtrack to my rising panic. I wanted to call out, to scream, but my voice seemed to have vanished. All I could do was listen, my senses on high alert, straining to decipher the source of the unsettling noise. It was a primal fear, a feeling of being utterly vulnerable, exposed to the unknown. Then, as suddenly as it began, the scraping stopped. The silence that followed was almost more unnerving. I waited, straining my ears, but there was nothing. Just the wind and the thumping of my own heart. Slowly, cautiously, I eased myself out of bed. My legs felt like jelly, but a surge of adrenaline propelled me forward. I crept to the door, my hand trembling as I reached for the knob. Taking a deep breath, I opened it a crack, peering into the darkened hallway. Nothing. The house was still. I tiptoed downstairs, my eyes scanning every shadow. And then I saw it. On the kitchen floor, near the back door, was a small, muddy paw print. And beside it, a single, perfectly formed acorn. A squirrel, I realized, had been trying to get in, its persistent efforts mistaken for something far more menacing in the dead of night. The relief that washed over me was immense, almost overwhelming. The terror of the unknown had been replaced by the simple reality of a determined little creature. It was a stark reminder that sometimes the scariest things are the ones we imagine, and that even in the face of fear, we possess a resilience we might not have known was there. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. It's a story that, while unsettling at first, ultimately speaks to the quiet courage that resides within us all. If you found this story resonant, please consider following for more reflections on life's unexpected journeys.